In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bets for Thursday, April 10th. Let's get into it. In this installment, we're going to be going over the NBA bets for April 10th here, the Thursday NBA slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 9.85 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every single day. If you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right, now speaking of the Patreon, up and down on the baseball plays, we did not hit on Mets, Cubs, Athletics, and Red Sox. Okay, so those 4 plays did not come through. Pirates, Giants, D-backs, and Dodgers did. So we're splitting it down the middle there, and we got the over on the Rockies and Brewers, and they just scored 12 runs right now. One of our main plays here was just simple Magic and Lakers. Nice little double up there. That cash that I gave out to everyone. And then we got people here in the group chat that were giving out parlays. Mr. Maine has been killing it on here, giving out nice double up parlays. Lakers on the money line, Luka over 4.5 assists, and Luka 26.5 points over. That cash very easily. So if you guys want to get locked in with a community that's going off 24/7, posting plays, chatting, breaking things down, sign up right now in that description link provided down below. You're getting full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I'm partnered with BetStamp and SIGNUP Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. First game up here in Little Caesars Arena here, we have the Detroit Pistons going against the New York Knicks. Looking at the Pistons, 43-36. Knicks are 50-29. Current odds for this matchup here, we have the Pistons as home favorites, -210. With the Knicks here on the money line, +170. Point spread at a 5.5. Total points at 224.5. Public bet percentage here, 56% of the bets on the side of Detroit, 79% of the money here. Sharps here on the side of the Knicks after that heartbreaking loss against the Celtics. I'm assuming so. And then for the point spread, this is a public underdog here, and that's a big question mark. All right, 56% of the bets, 64% of the money, all on the Knicks here with the +5.5. So that is a red flag already. Total points, 83% of the bets, 84% of the money towards the over 224.5. Looking at the injury report here with both of these teams, kicking things off. As soon as it loads up, we're going to kick things off with the New York Knicks here. Their leader just came back in Jalen Brunson, so he should be fine. But in this game, no Mitchell Robinson, no Anunoby, no Josh Hart, no Ariel Okporti. So that's a lot of losses there for the New York Knicks. And then for the Detroit Pistons, game time decision on Cade, Isaiah Stewart, and Tobias Harris are most likely going to play. And for Jaden Ivey, he's going to be out. All right. Now, looking at these two, they've already played 3 times this year. So far, the season series is going towards the Detroit Pistons. 2 out of the 3 games have gone to the Pistons. This one here, I'm going to fade the public easily here. Give me the Pistons on the money line, and give me the Pistons to cover this number of 5.5. It was at 4.5 about an hour ago. It's jumped up because you look at the injury report, the Knicks are missing very, very key pieces here, especially Anunoby, especially Hart. Those are their 2 main hustle guys. All right, they're missing those 2 type of guys, going up against a tough team in the Pistons that are back-to-back losses here. They're going to definitely need this win in this particular spot. For the total here, they've been very locked and loaded on this number. And in all 5 matchups, they've been at 223 and above. Okay, so 3 out of the 5, this has gone over, and at 5 out of 5, it's been at 223 and higher. All right, so I love the over in this spot here for the Pistons and the Knicks. We'll take the over on this game. Let me take one more look at something for you guys. For the Pistons, they're locked into that 6th spot. They're 2 games behind Milwaukee. Milwaukee would need to lose out, and Detroit would have to win out to move up. But right now, the Pistons are locked in, and this would be the meeting here in the playoffs, 3 versus 6. It'll be Knicks versus Pistons in that first round. All right, so very interesting to see here. Pistons are going to try to flex their muscle in this spot, and maybe if they get lucky, they can move up to that 5, but we'll see. We're going with the Pistons and the over. In Gainbridge Fieldhouse here, we have the Indiana Pacers 48-31 going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers 63-16. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, Pacers home favorites -425 on the money line with the comeback of the Cavs at a +320. Point spread at 9.5. Total points at 229.5. And public bet percentage here, 62% of the bets here is towards the Pacers. That's the public. 88% of the money. The sharps are all over the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's a question mark, but I'll tell you the reasoning why. It's a little bit of a question mark with all that sharp money coming in on the Cavaliers. For the point spread, no information as of right now. And for the total points, we have 79% of the bets, 82% of the money towards the over 229.5. All right, looking at the injury report, and this is the key in this matchup here. Cavaliers are literally sitting everyone. They already got that number 1 spot locked in. So no Max Strus, no Donovan Mitchell, no Darius Garland, no Evan Mobley. Craig Porter is a game time decision. The only Pacers that are out is just Isaiah Jackson. He's out for the year. And Ben Shepherd is a game time decision. The Pacers are red hot right now, 5-game winning streak. They really can't move up to the Knicks spot, which is the 3rd spot, because the Knicks won the season series 2 out of 3. That's a question mark there. Knicks would have to lose out to even make it a question mark, but the Knicks are pretty solid and solidified at that 3 spot. Looking at this game here, the Pacers they're kind of like giving them a win here. I'm going to be going with the Pacers on the cover of this 9.5 spread. I get it. It'll have to be a big game from Ty Jerome and their other 6-man that they got. For the Cavs to really keep this competitive in this one. I think the Pacers, the way they're going, the way they're trending, 5-game winning streak, are fully healthy, and they're just trying to get themselves ready for the playoffs and continue this momentum. So give me the cover of the Pacers in this one, -9.5. As you can see, the public and sharps are mainly on the side of the Cavaliers in this one. It just posted the point spread. And for the total, I'm going to go under 229.5. I think this is too many bodies to be missing from that offense on the Cavaliers side. And I think this number goes under the 229 mark. If we're looking at the last 5 games, despite the fact that these 2 teams were healthy, they've gone under this number 2 times. So 2 times out of the last 5 times. I think that this is going to be a 3rd time out of the last 6. All right. So under 229.5 and the cover with the Pacers -9.5. In Barclays Center here, we have the Brooklyn Nets 26-53 going up against the Atlanta Hawks 37-42. Looking at the current odds for this matchup, Hawks are huge road favorites, -1,000 with the comeback of the Nets at a +625. Point spread at a 13.5. Total points at 227.5. For the full game public bet percentage, 83% of the bets towards Atlanta, but 58% of the money here are towards the Nets. All right, sharps are looking at the Nets on the money line. For the point spread, 57% of the bets, 59% of the money on the Nets to cover this number, 13.5. And then the total points, 82% of the bets, 86% of the money for the over 227.5. Looking at the injury report between these 2 teams, Hawks are going to be without Larry Nance, Clint Capella, and Jalen Johnson. Trae Young and Jacob Toppin are game time decisions. For the Brooklyn Nets, no Day'Ron Sharpe, no Cam Johnson, no D'Angelo Russell, Noah Clowney's out for the year, and Cam Thomas is out for the year. Nets are coming off a win. They just beat the Pelicans, and they won 3 out of the last 5 games, impressively. Hawks is the team that's struggling right now, and they lost 4 out of the last 5 games, and they're the team that's favored by 14 points. I'm going to be on the side of the Nets in here to play scrappy. Give me the points. I'll take the plus 13.5. I trust the Nets more than the Hawks here. Hawks have no defense. They've been struggling all season long, and as you can see in the stretch of games here, the last 5 games here have been very ugly, and they only were able to take advantage of the Utah Jazz, who are one of the worst teams in the league. All right, so plus 13.5 with the Brooklyn Nets. For the total, I am going to go towards the over. There should be no defense in this one. And if we're looking at the 2 games that they've already played, they've gone over this number in both of those environments. Last but not least, here in FedEx Forum, we have the Memphis Grizzlies, 47-32, going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves, 46-33. Looking at the current odds for this matchup here, we have the Timberwolves and Grizzlies pretty much at a pick'em, point spread at a 1.5, which is pick'em, and the total points at 232.5. Starting off with the public bet percentage here. Let's see. We have 54% of the bets, 51% of the money on Minnesota, and technically it's even game. So everyone is currently on the road favorite here in the Timberwolves. Point spread here, 60% of the bets, 54% of the money still on Minnesota. And for the total points, 72% of the bets, 73% of the money towards the over 232.5. Injury report here for both of these teams. No injuries right now for the Timberwolves, but for the Memphis Grizzlies, Jalen Wells got hurt in that bad accident where he fell on his neck. Zion Pullen is a game time decision, and Brandon Clark is out for the season. For these 2 teams, we have Timberwolves trending in the positive direction, even though they collapsed. All right, they're on this long road trip. They started out strong, beating Denver. The Nets and 76ers just lost to Milwaukee, where they had like a double-digit lead and then wind up losing by 7. They had like a 20-point lead and wind up losing by 7 in the last like 10 minutes. That was an embarrassing loss, and that's a cause of concern. Grizzlies are trending in the right directions. Struggled against Boston and Golden State, but they're trying to finish strong here and trying to solidify themselves in the Western Conference here, where they can finish either from all the way up to 3 all the way down to 8. All right, so it's very important right here for both teams, really. But the Grizzlies have the upper hand here since they have the winning record of 47-32 compared to the 46 wins and 33 losses to the Timberwolves. That's 3 wins in a row here for the Grizzlies. They're trying to make it 4 in this one, and they've done very well against the Timberwolves this year. They beat them in Minnesota, and then Memphis beat them again in Memphis. Both of these games tightly contested by 2 points. That's why you got a tightly contested spread here. And I'm going to be going with the Memphis Grizzlies here, getting Ja Morant back since they've been had him for a couple games now. But they're trying to really get themselves ready for the playoffs here. I'm going to trust in Ja and the Memphis Grizzlies at home at the Grindhouse, where they've had a phenomenal record here, 25-14. So give me the Grizzlies on the money line here in this spot. For the total, tightly contested. There's going to be more of that playoff feel. Give me the under 232.5 on that total here. So let me know in that comment section down below if you agree or disagree. We can definitely debate about that down there. Also, guys, if you want to sign up for the Patreon, get locked in on these plays, click that link provided down below in the description. You're getting full access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes out 24/7. This is your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.